Okay, this is my student ID.
What do you think chances are of me convincing one of the boys to be an astronaut?
Amber Hochstadler. I don't think they do that anymore. My mother is talking, I apologize. My audience, I said I was turning it on. My audience is Scarlett, my daughter, Mimi, my mother, and Nicholas, my fiance. Okay, so I am going, make sure that doesn't fall, to do my presentation. Are we ready? You have the timer? Yeah, okay. Welcome, and thank you for being here. Almost every girl says they want to be like their mother when they grow up. And at 35 years old, I still say that. I can only hope to be half the person she is when I am her age. We all have a mother we look up to and take guidance from. My mother, Talisa Hochstadler, has been an integral part of shaping me to be the person I am today. I have always had a wonderful relationship, and we have always had a wonderful relationship, and I have gone to her whenever I have had an issue. Even my friends seek out my mother's guidance. I have always been in awe of my mother and the way she composes herself, and especially the way she treats others. I value her opinion and her thoughts above anyone else. She has never been one to meddle, and she only offers advice when you ask her. My mother has not only raised me to be a decent human being, she has also helped me to get control over my anger issues, anxiety, while also teaching me to forgiveness and when She has also helped me get control over my anger issues and anxiety while also teaching me forgiveness when it is not easy. She is 58 years age. I'm having trouble today. She is 58 years of age and she is 5'8", with short, brown, curly hair and green eyes anyone would be jealous of. She is a curvy woman and strikingly beautiful. People tell her all the time how beautiful she is, and she has always remained humble and grounded. She is kind and thoughtful, and she always puts her best foot forward. My mother has helped me control my anger and attitude. She has assisted me in controlling my anxiety and panic attacks, and she has also helped me understand the importance of forgiveness and how to truly forgive. Everyone has something they would like to change about themselves, or at the very least, improve on. For me, that was anger. When I was younger and somewhat into my adult years, I had a problem with anger and a negative attitude that stemmed from the anger. When my anger started to become more prevalent and obvious to myself, I reached out to my mother and asked her what I could do. It was very simple. Just be aware of it and try not to act on it. While this seemed silly at the time, it has really worked. The second I started to feel my blood boil and the anger building, I instantly became aware of it and was embarrassed by it. This caused me to calm down and get control of the anger. My mother rarely ever got angry or bent out of shape over things. Realizing there was another way to handle anger and seeing it in action helped me to remain calm and use her as an example of how to act. Another issue my mother helped me with was my attitude. She showed me that my attitude and anger were tied together. She pointed out that my attitude and the way I carried myself impacted how angry I got. If I was grumpy and negative, my anger came to the surface almost immediately. If I was happy and understanding, it almost never showed itself. Expecting the worst in people and thinking about the negative of everything kept a gray cloud over me and helped my anger grow. The second I was more positive and had a happier attitude towards everything and everyone, I started to get a tighter hold on my anger. I honestly believe that being angry all of the time and having a negative outlook on most everything caused me to have an increase of anxiety and panic attacks. As a young adult, I started to get very anxious, and my mother helped me develop tactics to deal with them when they arose. While I have not been able to get rid of my anxiety, just having a way to deal with it when it showed its face was helpful. My mother has asthma, and she will do these weird breathing exercises to help strengthen her lungs. My brother and I would tease her when she did them because they made her look silly. When I had one of my first anxiety attacks, she sat down with me and calmed me down. She made me do the breathing exercises with her, and while I shunned her first attempt, she stayed patient and eventually got me to do them. Almost instantly, I started to notice the attacks subsiding. She also had me sit and block everything out. Just focus on your breathing, she said. Do not think about anything else. Distracting myself by only focusing on the inhales and exhales also helped the anxiety attack melt away. On top of working with me while I was in an anxiety attack, she also helped me when I was not in the middle of an attack. She introduced me to meditation, and she would do it as well and check in on me daily to ask how the meditation was going, how I was feeling. And if she noticed I was having a rough time or seemed a little spun up, she would always ask me if I meditated, or she would tell me to go meditate, knowing that I had not done it. Meditating really helped calm my mind and allowed me to focus on issues that may have otherwise caused anxiety. It is not enough just to work on controlling your anger and getting a hold on your anxiety. You need to be able to open your heart. As you can imagine, being an angry person, I was one that held on to a grudge and refused to forgive someone if they had done anything wrong to me or my family. I never wanted to let anything go, and I wanted to make sure people knew I did not forgive them. My mother worked very hard to show me that not forgiving someone did not hurt them. It hurt me. She would tell me all the time that hatred blackened my heart and held me down. She would tell me that the other person had no idea how much I hated them or how angry I was, and the second I could let it go, I would feel better. This took me a long time to understand, longer than I would like to admit. She was right. The second I let the hatred go and opened my heart to forgiveness, I noticed a significant change. I was less negative, and I did not have as much anxiety when it came to the people I was angry with. I felt like a weight was lifted, and I became indifferent with the people that hurt me. There was no love for them, but I also did not hate them. With all the negative energy gone, I noticed my anger was even easier to control. I was able to be cheerful and happy and let things roll off my shoulders more. While some issues are a little harder to let go of, I work hard every day to open my heart and forgive a little more. I have learned a lot from my mother, and I know I will continue to learn from her, and I am thankful for that every day. Not everyone is as fortunate as I am to have a mother that wants you to be the best possible version of yourself, to work with you, even when you're being stubborn and hard-headed. Being angry and negative all the time makes people not want to be around you. Letting the anger and the negativity take a hold of you makes you stressed and anxious about every little thing. Truly forgiving people and opening your heart puts you on the path to a more positive life with many fruitful relationships. Being a better person is a choice, and I choose to be a good person because I see the effect it has on people when my mother is around. I want to look back and know that I treated people with respect and kindness, even if it was not given to me. My mother has been an amazing role model, and I know that no matter what, she will always be there for me. I pray that I have the same influence on my daughter that my mother has had on me, that I can guide her and help her be her best self. Thank you for your time. You okay? Did that make you cry?
Me too.
Oh, Mom, I'm so sorry. Thank you for coming.